So 2025 is starting off with rapid fire, and I'm like, whoa. My name is Stefan, and this is Root and Roam Life. Thank you for stopping through. If you're new here, I'm a homeowner. I love gardening. So it was important that I did a 2025 recap around my garden and in my life. Real talk, it was a year of transformation, something that I'm very proud of, some things that I've learned and experienced, and it's important that I come here to tell you. My year of transformation for 2025 was really centered around the way I adapted to some situations, some personal life and garden choices, and also my purpose, which is really staying rooted and roaming within the outdoors, nature, and gardening. Like I found my purpose there. I did, and it makes me happy. It includes family, it includes friends, it includes being intentional. And these are all of the things that, make me who I am. So let's get right into it. 2025 was not a year of arrival. It wasn't. It was about a year around repositioning. And what I mean by that was change, for sure. Change and uncertainty around choices that I made and where they would end up and what the outcome would be. My change, number one, was we closed on a house in Wilmington, Delaware, which is my hometown. It's in a historical district and it's beautiful. It's a townhouse. It was built in the 1800s. It has a really nice garden in the back, which I'll get to in a minute, a little front quaint bed in the front. And the reasoning behind getting a third property was my family is there, my mom and dad is there, my aunts and uncles, my nieces and nephews, and my cousins, and Luke being from Australia. This was an opportunity for us to be grounded long-term, build something that's generational. And that was really important for me. And this happened at the beginning of 2025. All while upstate New York and our cabin, which is zone 6A, we are looking at a new construction being built right in front of us, which is disturbing our sight line, which looked into a wooded area where there were trees and wildlife. So, we had to get adapted to that. What is this going to become? Who are our neighbors? All of the things that left me a little shooken up in the beginning of 2025. And then, I got a new job. I am corporate outside of my love for content creation, and I had to pivot. I wanted to stay in my industry. I wanted to elevate and move into a new vertical, which I landed a role in tech and AI. So still within events and conferences. I'm excited about that. And that's a new change. So 2025 is starting off with rapid fire, and I'm like, whoa. So, I had to take a step back, because I'm like, okay, Stefan, you are really in it now. I'm managing 3 properties at this point. There's upstate New York, zone 6A, there's Delaware, zone 7B, and then there's Brooklyn, which I think is 6A, 7, but it's a small little fire escape terrace that I'm gonna be doing herbs and things on. It's Brooklyn, I can't afford a brownstone right now. This is what's happening. In the beginning of 2025. There's a lot of change. It was the year of the internal shifts, right? Before any of my external shifts started to happen. And I wasn't lost. I was just recalibrating. I was finding my footing. I was just making strong decisions that was going to set me up, for the middle, and the end of 2025. Let's talk about that. The middle of 2025 was about building skills. I didn't master anything really. I became more capable. I built a YouTube account. You know what I mean? That was new. Based on gardening, my love for it, coming to this platform weekly so I can deliver gems to new homeowners who love gardening just like myself. So building a YouTube channel, building a brand around YouTube channel, thinking about my colors and my fonts and things like that really allowed me to not only design my channel, but reflect it around the gardens I was building. Perennials, grasses, conifers, all of the things that I love, that I include in my woodland garden and I include in my cottage garden. These are the 3 anchoring varieties and plants that I enjoy. I was capable of project managing and dealing with contractors that was dropping the ball. We had a shed built on our property upstate New York, a beautiful shed that came pre-assembled where we had to work with the company to choose our color, the design. I know that this was not only going to be a shed, but it was going to be positioned on the side of the house, which in turn was going to become a part of the curb appeal that I talk about. That was all important to me, being capable of communicating my design ideas, to a fabricator to make sure that the execution was done. I was also capable of dealing with a contractor that dropped the ball. We hired a licensed and insured tree service company that we worked with in the past. I understand that things happen in life, but we budgeted, we paid, and this particular contractor did not deliver on this was a 3rd time that we hired him. So he didn't deliver at the end. He left us with trees down, a lot of brush everywhere, and went MIA. After I did him a solid by trusting in a relationship and paying for the remaining of the service in advance. That is one thing that I will tell you as a homeowner, don't ever do. I've learned from that mistake. This is a service, this is a job, this is not personal. Don't get too close with your contractors. Have a relationship with them, but keep it very black and white and stick to the contract. I was able to rehire another contractor, start a new relationship with someone new, a company that I trust and I'm super excited about. They came in, they saved the day, they cleaned up the brush, they got our backyard all settled, they own their machinery, they're capable, they're skilled. I was capable of dealing with a neighbor where something was leaning over onto our property and how to deal with that so you can keep the peace and also maintain a good friendly relationship within the community. Develop those communication skills where I'm discussing my needs and wants and for my neighbor and also respecting their decision because they like their tree, but their tree is also on our side of the property. One skill that I'm super proud of, and it did include my Aunt Lula, who I talk about on this channel quite often. She told me the importance of edging and also the beauty of transforming beds. That changed the game. Her and I, we got in the garden, we edged some beds upstate New York and in Delaware. That was beautiful. We used new materials, I used new products, I experimented with annuals. I was really able to, heighten my skill set on different tools I own, and the transformation was real. I deal with clay soil, so the clay soil amendment process for me, I think I've skilled that. It's a 3-part system where I'm using shrub soil, in-ground soil, compost, all-purpose sand. I'm able to amend that soil quickly because I have a system and I have the skill set to kind of really work through the clay, get rid of any rocks that I come across, build a nice healthy hole for the plant, and, you know, keep going. I managed a contractor in Delaware, which included really ripping out historical brickwork that was laid probably, I don't know, maybe in the 1800s when we got the house. These were original clay bricks. They were sinking in because the underlayer of the brick wasn't done properly. We were able to save 60% of original bricks, but 40% I had to work with a local brick house, which meant sourcing, which meant quality control, which meant vendor relations, project managing that contractor, which was fantastic. Luke and I designing our backyard for the townhouse, so it was functional not only for family gatherings and barbecues, but also for that cottage garden feeling that we were looking for, which included quaint seating, a fountain that I sourced on clearance because I love a good price break, and also discovering a new garden in Pennsylvania called Terrain. Shout out to Terrain and Anthropology because I love this garden. I got pots, I got conifers and annuals and perennials, me and my Aunt Lola, discovering Terrain. So these were definitely wins and skills that were developed. Beds become low maintenance is what I'm most proud of. That was one skill that I'm gonna take year over year. In Delaware, we built beds that were self-sufficient. They ran on their own. We chose boxwoods, we chose low maintenance perennials, we chose hosta. I don't have any deer or pest issues there. So we were able to experiment as well with annuals and dahlias, but we wanted to still make sure that we focused on things that I definitely love. Conifers, grasses, perennials like lavenders and salvias and sedum. That was exciting. You know, Delaware was an opportunity not only to experiment with raised beds, but also experiment with pots and annuals. And in upstate, we got our hands dirty and we transformed beds through edging techniques. So using metal edging to really define my large beds across the property in upstate New York. I definitely identified 9 beds that I'm going to be working on. That is my challenge. It's not where I'm at today, but I definitely will be focusing on 9 beds at a time. Right now, we were able to get through 2 in 2025, and I'm going to continue, which I wanted to focus on in the front, and then I'll continue to work on the side and in the back. Keeping in mind the long-term goal, which is 5-foot wide walkways, which 2 people can walk through, and then I will probably end up buying like a little 4-wheeler or something where I can, drive through the property. So, more to come there. I'm excited about that, but these are definitely skills that I am learning and I'm super excited about. Turning point for me was more intentional decisions, more clarity, more peace, less pressure. That is important to me. I started to make more intentional decisions. Things were clicking. And I was like, you know what, I'm getting out in the outdoors more. You know what I mean? It's like we have these properties. Let's start experiencing the properties for what they are. Like, let's bring family and friends together. So there were more outdoor experiences this year. I went down the river. I'm gonna be doing more of that. The Delaware River is like our backyard. We live right adjacent to the Delaware River. So, and this is a river community, a recreational community. So we worked with the local company where we got rental rafts and went down the Delaware River, had a barbecue, family came through, Delaware. We had mom and my dad and my stepmom and my nieces and nephews. It was just great. Getting out in events is important. Anything outside of the garden, attending garden events and different experiences was a decision that I am going to do more of. And I did this year for 2025. I went to the Philadelphia Flower Show and experienced the Gardens of Tomorrow, which was fantastic. They had different installations, they had different companies and vendors. I bought some bare roots. I was able to put it in the ground. I was a part of the gardening community by attending the Philadelphia Flower Show. And I'm getting excited about that because the next one is coming up in March 2026. I went to the butterfly show at the American Museum of Natural History. I went to the B&H Camera Expo in New York with my pops, where I'm elevating and learning more skill sets around content creation and equipment, where I made really great relationships with vendors and companies. And these are decisions based on my purpose, which is why I'm here today. I enjoy this. Wanted to make sure that I experienced New York for their flower markets, discovering new garden nurseries, really engulfing myself in environments around gardening. That was really important for me. I made a decision to plant more perennials, experiment with conifers, and also build a conifer island, which I'm working on now. It will be over 1,000 square feet of conifers. It will hopefully anchor the backyard. Right now, I experienced buck rub this November, so a lot of my conifers in my conifer island were damaged or taken out by the deer. I do have to kind of prevent that, but my intention was to start to look at my garden in a way where it's feeling like legacy, where I'm putting things in the ground that's going to have longevity, choosing species like conifers where I know in 20, 30 years they'll still be here for my nieces and nephews to enjoy. I'm spending my time as it pertains to events and making sure that I am doing this more with family and friends and living in my peace and staying grounded and humble, and making sure that at the forefront of it all, I'm serving my garden and I'm staying in the dirt and I am finding peace there. And that's my purpose. Yeah, 2025 was a year of learning. What do I want to focus on for 2026 and beyond? And it's gardening, entrepreneurship, travel and outdoor, it's home, and making intentional decisions that include family and friends across these 4 pillars. That's gonna bring me peace. That is what's gonna make me happy. It's low pressure. It's in here. I hope that I see more of you in 2026. Thank you for always stopping by. And until next time, grow deep, roam free, and stay grounded. Peace.